In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 3 nonverbals I miss seeing the most. Stay with us, the list is coming up. Hey everyone, it's Matt and Corey.
Hi.
Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you again. So today we're going to be discussing the top 3 nonverbals that I miss seeing the most. So I have Corey here with me and she has a list, just in case I forget the list, even though it's only 3 items. So we're going to be talking about it. Number 1 is like smiles. So what I mean by that is more like facial expressions. So if you're somewhere and you see, like if you walk into a store and you go to the checkout and you greet like the cashier person and you smile at each other, or you go and you see your family and you greet them, or you're sitting at the table eating dinner and you like smile at each other. Kind of the nonverbals, like facial expressions being, showing gratitude or happiness or, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, well, we brainstorm things, and I was kind of thinking about this one. And I feel like it's kind of sad because Matt can't see people smile at him now.
Yeah.
And it's like okay to give a smile. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome. But like receiving a smile is really meaningful. And I kind of, until the other day, I really didn't think about it, that like that's just something he doesn't get to experience. I mean, he knows what smiles look like. So he knows that if I sound happy, then I'm probably smiling. But he doesn't get to experience that. And it's like sad. And I don't like to use that phrasing because I don't mean it in a, like, he's not like the same as me or whatever, but it's sad. It is. And I just feel like when we're all, like he said, like we're at dinner and he says something nice, or he does something kind to his niece. He doesn't get to see his brother's look of gratitude on his face that says like, wow, like my brother's a great uncle. Or if I open a Christmas present, he doesn't get to see like the surprise in my eyes or like the smile. And it's a thing because he smiles at me.
Right.
Like I smile back and I get something out of it, but he doesn't. So.
Yeah, one of the examples that we were talking about when we were coming up with this video topic, and we were discussing it and just talking about different examples, and I was saying, think about when we're at the gym and, because typically if we're in like somewhat of an intimate setting as far as like at home or something like that with family, anyone, and you're in a small enclosed area, you can kind of somewhat sense or like feel a smile, if that makes any sense at all. Like
it does.
You can kind of feel it. But the example that we were talking about is like when we're at the gym, if we're both on a machine and 20, 30 feet away, somebody looks at us and smiles at us, obviously I can't feel or sense that. And it's something that's completely visual that I'm missing out on, but Corey can see. And, situations like that happen all the time. You're at a store, you're somewhere out in public, you're on a walk, and you see somebody, up ahead or across the street or even in a vehicle passing by that waves or smiles or something.
Or like if you're on a walk, this happens all the time when we're on a walk. Like, and I'm wondering if this is like a Midwestern thing in the United States or if this is other countries or what, but Matt always notices that people don't say hi. Like we'll say hi to everybody we walk by.
Yeah, we say hi to everybody.
We always do. But he always notices that people don't say hi. And I actually don't notice it as much. And I think in a part, it's because maybe I've already exchanged a nonverbal, like a smile.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of good enough because we're not really going to chat.
Yeah.
But because he didn't see that smile or their look of complete like disinterest, that he kind of misses that. Like he feels like they didn't acknowledge us, but actually they did.
Yeah, it's funny because every time we pass someone, I'm like, they didn't say hi again. Why doesn't anyone say hi to me?
Yeah, Matt it really bothers him.
It does bother me.
And it doesn't actually bother me because I am lucky and I don't pay attention, I guess. But it bothers Matt. And it is sort of awkward when we say hi and like they don't respond.
Yeah.
Because we're like, do we say it loud enough? I'm pretty sure we did. Hi!
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Number 2 on the list, eye contact. So that goes hand in hand with like facial expressions. What were we just talking about?
Smiling.
The smiling. So eye contact, obviously that's not something that I can really do anymore. I actually don't see like a person's eyes anymore. Actually, I can't even see a person's face, so I don't even know what someone looks like. But it's like I actually miss being able to have eye contact because, again, you can communicate and convey so many different things with your eyes just by looking at each other. And when you're in the middle of a conversation, talking with someone, it's nice to be looking at them and actually making eye contact. In most situations, I do actually look at people, like I'll look in their direction. The worst thing that bothers me the most about that is if we're in a standing situation. This typically doesn't happen sitting because people are stationary. But if we're in a standing situation, people move around. So meanwhile, I'm talking like right here toward you, and we're making eye contact, we're having a great conversation, and then you decide to step 3 feet to the right and I don't know it. Well, then I'm still looking where you are, and then all of a sudden the person talks again, and it's like, oh, okay, you're over here now. And it makes for a really awkward situation. So that's a little bit beside the point, but I think I miss making eye contact and just being able to see a person's eyes, not only when we're communicating, but just in general. Like, again, when you're out in public somewhere, you're at a store, anywhere, and you look at somebody, you just make eye contact. It's just something so simple.
And what's kind of odd is, like, Matt, I notice it like way more in these videos than I do any other time of our day. But we look at each other, I think, sort of frequently during the videos. And when he looks at me, I feel like we're making eye contact. So I'm kind of getting something out of it because it feels like we're looking at each other.
Yep.
But we're actually not, like, at all. Like, I'm
are.
looking at him, but, like, he's not really seeing me.
No.
So even though I'm kind of getting that, he's not receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
And so from my perspective, I selfishly really like it when we make eye contact, but it's like he doesn't get to do that.
Yep.
And I feel like there's like a lot of like intimacy in eye contact that he misses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so number 2, eye contact.
Yep.
Number 3, communication, like eye communication.
Yep, so like
So
when you say stuff with your eyes, like, shut up.
Yeah, so the examples that we can come up with that, sometimes you may have actually seen me do these during the videos when Corey's rambling on forever about something, and so that's an example. But anyway, one would be like in a social gathering. So let's say you're in a social gathering and there's a few people around and someone does something or someone says something or something happens and you want to be able to say something to someone else, but yet you can't actually like verbally say it. So people will make eye contact and they'll make some kind of gesture with their eyes, or they'll make a facial expression, or they'll do something to convey like, oh, I'm irritated, or that was funny, or oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. Or another thing could be, if you're at a social gathering again and you want to get going, you could look at the person you're with and be like, let's go, that kind of gesture. So you can do a lot of communicating through eye contact just by making little gestures. And what else would you say?
Yeah, like it's just a nice way to, like, I don't know, like we kick each other under the table all the time, like if we're in a group and it's like, hey, do you think that was funny? Or like, shut up, or like, you know what I mean? Like that's how we communicate is through like kicking each other and or like grabbing each other's legs. But it'd be nice sometimes if we could like share that that funny, like knowing look. So like actually, and I know I'm making this too long, but an example would be like at Christmas when we're opening gifts with the kids.
Yeah.
Like if something like funny happens, sometimes it'd be nice to look at Matt like, hey, what'd you think of that? You know? Because like we both are thinking the same thing, but it's that like thing. Even like honestly flirting.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do a lot of flirting with your eyes.
Yeah.
Just through eye contact.
Like I flirt with Matt all day long and he doesn't know it.
Yeah. Yep. Right. So one example of this that I would think is pretty funny. So during Christmas, the youngest niece, she's 5, and she's a funny kid. But one of the gifts that I gave her, you know when you order stuff from Amazon, you get those plastic pillows filled with air for packing?
It's like bubbles.
Yeah, bubbles. They're like the bigger ones that are maybe, I don't know, like 3 inches by 5 inches or something.
Size of a brick.
Yeah, around there. But anyway, I filled up a box full of those, packed full of those, just for her so she could pop them because she loves doing that. So anyway, I gave her that first package and she opened it up and ripped it open, and I didn't see the facial expression she had or what she was doing, but I could sense that she had a huge smile and was probably looking at me like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you gave me this. This is the best gift ever. Because then she ran over and dumped them all out on the floor and laid them all out and then went through and had to pop every single one.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But you can hear her, like, and I think that's the part that we're today in the video, we're talking about like nonverbals that you don't get.
Yeah.
But we clearly realized that like Matt can hear me smile.
Yeah.
Like he can sense when I'm like feeling something. And like with like his niece, you know, and she's like, Matt, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Like we know like that she's got a big old grin on her face.
Yeah. She didn't even need to say anything though. Just I could sense it when she opened that. I could tell that when she opened it and looked inside, that there was a pause, and I was assuming she was looking at me because I could feel like, okay, she's pretty excited right now.
Yeah, it was really cute.
That was a cool gift though. I mean, completely free, and she just loved it. So
yeah, that's a good idea for the future for anyone.
Yeah.
And plus, it's kind of fun to give a kid a funny gift because they get a kick out of it, and then they learn how to be clever and stuff.
Yeah.
Not like she needs to be more clever because
right.
she's pretty clever.
Right. So that is my list of the top 3 things that I miss seeing the most, or the top nonverbals that I miss seeing the most. So smiling, eye contact, and communication through the eyes. So that is the list. Any final thoughts?
No, I think it's great.
Okay.
We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Feel free to leave all the comments you want. I can now respond to you almost instantly.
Yeah, it's been so fun.
It's been fun, yeah. So thanks again for watching this. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor and subscribe. Otherwise, leave any comments or questions you have down below, and we answer them every comment that comes in. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. See you soon. Bye now.